Hello and welcome to Baby Steps in Create Studio 3 Part 22, the interface. I'm Tony of Tony's Tutorials and we're on version 3.4.3 of Create Studio 3, and let's get started with clicking on the new project with my left mouse button like that. Then we're going to go over to the top left where there's an icon here which says media. We're going to click that and we're going to go, obviously because there's nothing in the menu, we go to global and see if there's something there, which there is. And what I'm going to do is pick this one by left mouse clicking and holding and dragging to the canvas. And there is a video that I've selected ready for using the interface with. Right, now what I'm going to go to now is the rocket shape here, which is the studio. So I'm going to click on that with my left mouse button. And then I'm going to use my left mouse button to click and hold on the slider and slide down to where it says interface there. Right, so I've left mouse clicked that and it gives you the 5 interfaces that I've got here. Right, if you're on the all access pass anyway. I'm not sure what it's like without the all access pass, you might have a few less. Right, anyway, I'm just going to drag the first one across by left mouse click and drag it onto the scene like that, and let's just see how that looks. Right, okay, so it looks like a normal recording thing. Usually when you have a camcorder, the rec's flashing, or you could have the button flashing, you know, but at the moment it's not like that. Right, so let's just put the play head in the middle somewhere. And what we're going to do is just see what we can automatically change settings of. Right, so it allows you to change the color of the button. So if you wanted to change the color of the button, you can. You can change the button of the button outline to a different color if you wanted, like green, for example. You can also change the rec box to a different color, like yellow, if you wanted to, or darker color if you wanted to do that. And you can change what the text says on rec there. Right, so you can change that text. It could be run, alright, or say something like go. You know, you could do something like that. It might be best in capitals though, so let's do that. Okay, that's better. Right, so let's just change that back to red because I don't like that colour, and lighter. That's it. A bit darker. That's it. Right. Okay. So you could have go instead or something like that. But that's all it allows you to from the settings from outside the record frame, which is a group. Right. Up there it tells you, it says open group, so you can open group that way, or you can double click on the element on the timeline. But we're going to use that for once. Right. So now we're in the actual group, and it's the record frame group. And as you can see, you've got your text there, so you can change the colour of the text from inside here by just going click on there, because the rec is now go, right? But you can change the colour of that by clicking on these and changing that to something like blue if you wanted, like that. I wouldn't put blue on now, so that doesn't look very good. So let's try a different colour, like green. Something like that. At least you can see that. That's better, right? So that's okay. And that's how you would change the colour of the text, right? By going inside the group. And say you wanted to flash, have the go flashing with the red box, the rounded box there. You could have them flashing if you want to. It's all you'd have to do was, to make it easier, first of all, you would click and drag over the two elements, which is the record text and the record box, right? And then group them. That makes it easier, right? So to do that, that's all you got to do, right? Then you click on the group, make sure it's still selected as a group, and then what you do is you go along until it goes to the fully on position, somewhere about there, right? That means it's already coming as it would normally, then you would start animation, right? So click on add animation, and what we want to do is we want to make it from opaque to almost transparent, right? So you do that, and then you go easing is linear, right? So the first one's got to be opaque, second one's got to be transparent. So we go to the second one, make sure it's in blue, the keyframe, right? And then go to properties and then change the opacity to 0, right? Now on that particular keyframe you add a new animation, right? So you go linear and the same again, opacity. So what you want to do now is change it from 0 to 100 again. So we need to click on that one, click properties and change the opacity back to 100 and so on, right? So you'd have to keep on doing that. Opacity, properties, and then change that back to 0 again. Once you clicked on there, make sure you click on them so that you know it actually works for that particular keyframe, right? And once you've done that to a certain degree, it will be looking as if it's flashing, right? So we'll do that in a minute. We'll just show you that in a sec. But really what you need to do is go all the way to the end of the video while it's supposed to be recording, so that'll be all the way across there, right? But I'm just going to show you what it's like from here. So let's start from the beginning and let's see what happens, right? There it is. Now it's flashing to say that it's been recorded, yeah? So it only done it a couple of times because I don't do it many times. But if you do it all the way across, it'll keep on flashing all the way through. But that's what you'd do if you wanted to do that. You could do the same with the button as well at the bottom by going back into the group there, and the circle button's the one at the bottom, so you do it with that one instead, right? So you do exactly the same thing but with that one, and you wouldn't have to group it, right? Anyway, that's basically what you can do with that one. You can mess about with it how you like. I'm just going to clear that one off now because I've finished with that one. I want to do the next one. So let's go to the next one and left mouse click and hold and drag onto the timeline. I mean onto the canvas. The timeline's here and it's at the beginning anyway because I've already moved it there. Right, so what I want to do first is have a look, see what we can change before we go into the group anyway. Right, so you got your attention grabbing headline. What I want to do is I want to change headline to deadline, right? Because that'll make sense with what I'm going to put next. Okay. So what I've done is I've clicked on each box and typed in those boxes, right? And there it is. Work as a team to achieve your deadline, right? So that's there. I've done that. You can change your image, but what will happen is this, right? First of all, try clicking on that. As you can see, there's nothing there. Let's try media. Let's try global. And the only thing that comes up is the image, because it's automatically set to image, right? So you do click on that and click on that, and that comes up. So you click on the replace there and click the image, right? Actually, what I want to go on is this one, right? So how do you do that? To do that, you'd have to go open group, right? And go down to where it says image, remove that, so it gets rid of that. And then you would place your video into the timeline there. What you need to do next besides that is also check where the finish is, drag it across a little bit just to see where you're at. You need to go back that way a little bit you want to make sure you're at the end of them, and there I would cut the video and then delete the side that's on the back, right? And then put that back to where it was, like that. Right, so now everything will finish together, roughly. Let's just put that back that way a little bit more. That's it, like that. So that should all finish together at the end. Right, now we've got most of it done. All we need to do is resize the sides of the video. I'm going to push the video in to match up with the squareness of this. Right, so I mean it might look a bit wider, higher, taller than they should do because of having to do that. You don't have to do it, but I'm doing it so you can see all the people. But if you didn't want to do that, you don't have to. But I've done that because it looks better to me, having the whole video in there, even though it wasn't square, it was rectangular. Okay, right, so once that's done, that's it, you've done it. That's your video ready. You can start it from the beginning and have a look at it, and that's what would happen. Right, you could also add some ins and outs to the words if you want to. Let's do that, shall we? Let's go back to the beginning, and where is it? I'm just trying to find where the thing is. Should be here somewhere. I just need to drag this up. There it is. Right, now we go back in that. Right, so we want to do, we'll put motion in on that one. We want to motion in on that one, top, that comes up like that. Right, and this one I want to push as a motion, right, like that. Right, so let's do that. Let's do that a little bit later, actually. So no, let's do that one a bit later. Okay, so let's just have a look at that and see what happens now. Right, so back to timeline and plate. Okay, so that's how you would do it to make it look a bit more snazzy and stuff like that, if that's what you wanted to do. Okay, so that's your second one we've done. So let's just delete that now. Let's get on with the next one. Right, so what we're going to do is go back to the studio. We want to the next one, which is this one, and it's basically the same thing with this one as the others. Let's click in it. As you can see, it's got the same sort of stuff. You got it. If we go back out, let's just see what it allows you to change from the thingy, the settings. Yeah, you can change the attention grabbing headline and your image and your panel. If you want to change the colour of the panel, it's easy. All you do is click on it. You can do a different single colour, that's solid colour. You can have a gradient, so have a yellow, or you can do blue on that side and click on this side for yellow, like that, and put it that way, like that, if you wanted, or a darker blue, for example. You could do that if you wished, like that. Or you can use a radial, so you can have it in the middle, like that. Right, so don't forget about those sort of things you can do. Right, it's always nicer to have a bit of pizzazz in your video if you can. Let's change the headline colour to white or something. That's gone a funny colour now, so let's go in there and do that. Headline, change that to white. That's better. Right, so now we're inside the group again. Right, same again. All you need to do is either change the image or change the words, just the same as the others, and you can just click on the image and remove it, delete the image and put your own images in. I mean, you can go to media, just get an image of any of these, like VectEasy, and what we want to do is just do an image. There's loads of images there. You could have that image, for example. It won't take long to download that, but a few seconds. And if you do it the way I've just done it, you would have to do this like this, right? So you go to where that is that the one? I think that's the one, isn't it? Right, so what you do is just drag it down here and make it to the length that you want. And you can still crop it down a bit or push it in a bit to make it tighter in, like that. You'd have to go from both sides and just do it like that, right, just to make it look right. Okay, make sure it's central. So you got that, right? So that's just putting an image on, right? So you can use them while still doing this, so it doesn't matter which way you do it. And you can change the lot from outside as well. You don't have to do it all inside, you can do it outside as well, like this. So we clicked on it, you got the panel. Obviously it's already took the picture off, so it's not there anymore, right? So remember that if you change the picture inside the group, it will not show the picture on here, right? Until probably afterwards, I suppose. Maybe you'd have to just reset or come out of the program and do it again, I suppose. I don't know. I have never tried that, but I just noticed when I done that, even though it's in the group, because I put it in the group there, it hasn't come on the settings, which is a bit unusual, I would have thought, but it's obviously done that. So I don't know why it's done that without adding that image, but it should have included the image there, but for some reason it hasn't. Perhaps that's an oversight or something. So if you change an image inside, be aware that it might not come up there. So we could have changed it again if we'd have needed it, you know, like say to that one, if it was there, but for some reason it hasn't come up on there, right? That's something I'll have to speak to the support about that, see if they can do something about replacing when it's inside the group, whether it'll come up there or not. It should do, but obviously it hasn't. Anyway, so that's how you do it as well. What I'd do with this one is put something like, are you up for a vacation? I've done that wrong. And the vacation being the big words. The question mark. Oops, I've done that wrong. See what happened then? I pressed enter by accident when I was trying to press the question mark, and that's what happens. It'll go up. So anyway, there you go. That looks right because you got the sea and the sand and the sun behind. I know it's not a lot you can see, but if I do, whoops, sorry, if I go into it and show you the image better, like if I take the image up, you can see what it looks like, right? But there it looks a bit blocked, so I wouldn't really use that with that. But you know, I was just showing you how to change the image on this one, the same as the others, and basically that's the way you do it with all the interfaces. I can continue with the others if you wish, so let's just carry on, and I should go back to my timeline and delete this one and go to the next one. Right, so delete that one. Let's go to the next one. So the next one was this one, split screen. So you can have two different images on here then according to that split screen. That's just add friendly and split screen, it says there. So I know it's only got one image on. Right, so let's do, you got 2 or 3 different words you can put on here. You can change the text just by clicking on them, right? And as you can see, the colour's been made to black rather than white on here, and the panel's white, right? So you can replace your image like this, put that image on if you want. But now you've done it that way, it's going to be on there, your image, right? If you delete the image from inside the group, remember, the image will not be shown up there as far as we know, right? Okay, and you can change that panel any color you want. That blue, light bluish, like that if you wanted. And wait a minute, I've just remembered something. Because of it being there, you can also make it see-through by taking some of the opacity out, like that, right? If you wanted to do that, you could. So you can still see the image through it if you wanted to, right? So it's like that, right? You could do that if you wanted. You can also pick a colour, like the bluey green colour of the water, like that, by using the picker tool there, and you can add the colour you got to favourites. Add. So there it is. That's that colour. Okay. Right. So that's that one. It's basically the same thing again. All you need to do is click inside if you want to change any of these parts, like the bits at the top there. Then you've got a group there, which you click on that group and you get all these here. Did you see that? The shapes. All you need to do is just put a different shape on if you wanted to, like a triangle or circle or something, or make a shape that you want, or get a shape from the shapes area in here. Wait a minute, go back up there, and shapes there. You got shapes there as well, so you can have one of these star shapes or something like that. Take that on, put that on, bring it across, and it'll be part of that, right? You could do something like that if you wanted to, right? So there you go, it's on there now, right? So that's what you do. You just go into the groups, and that was that group, which has got all the icons on there, and it's got that icon on as well. But you can find a load of different things on here which you can use, like that for Wikipedia or WordPress. That's WordPress, sorry. You got the Windows one here. You could put that on, or something else. You know, there are others, and you can get a load of Vecteezy in other places as well. So you could do them and put them in there as well if you wished, right? So that's how you'd be able to do that, and you can change the text colours to what you want by just clicking on them inside the group and changing the colour to what you want, say dark blue, like that. And then travel, adventures, or whatever it is. That's that one. That's the adventure travel. Change that to yellow, maybe, if you wanted, to make it look more colourful. And then the last one is white, say, for example, like that. You could do that and make it look more colourful if you wished. And then you go back to the timeline and have a look at it and see how it goes, like that. And as with the last one, you can add animation if you want to by using the move motions or add animation like I've showed you before. Okay, so that's that one. Delete that one. Let's go to the last ones of them on the interface. The last one's that one, right? So we're going to add that one. And as you see, it's basically the same as the other one, except for the white rectangle has come down to the bottom, right? It's basically the same. I'm going to drag that across to there, and if you wanted to do something with these, like add a character to it, all you need to do is just bring the character into the group. So you would open the group, and you'd probably put it underneath the square, so it'd be under here. So what you do is you go to the rocket, back off there, go to the 3D. No, I don't want that one. Sorry, I've gone to the wrong one. You could do this one, it don't matter. Do that one there, grab him, put him on the screen. He's just waiting for him to go on. It's just taking the time now to just load that. So I think he's a character that I haven't really got, but he needs to load into it from off the server. Seems to be taking a bit of a time, so we'll see. He should come on here. There you go. He's at the front of that. So what you need to do is put him behind. So drag him down the bottom, underneath the square. We don't need to drag him underneath that, so we're going to just pull that across and drag him. Get him from there. Hang on. Let's go back. Let's pull this across that way. Drag that one into there. Right, like that. Now move that back where it was. I made a mistake then, so I need to get this character. Oh, I need to put it on there like that. Now I'm just going to have him waving. Click on the actions. Where's his actions? Action coming up. Actions. Here it is. We need to click on here. Wave. Okay, he's going to be waving. Right. So that's done. He's waving, and I want him to drag it across as far as I can. So I'm just going to do that, and then I want to do motion in and motion out. Right, so you're going to pop up there. Right, so motion, I'm going to top like that. So from here, I want him from. Wait a minute, I'm just trying to get it to work. Just give me a second. Let's see if that works. That's it, it's coming up. Look, see, look. That's what I wanted, and that's it. And then it can go back down after. Right. Oops, I've done that as the in position. Up first, and then out position is bottom. Right. So we got him there. So let's see how that works. He should go back down at the end, hopefully. There you go. So you could do that, add that character on, or whatever you wanted to do. So I hope that's been useful to you anyway. And as you can see, you can do the same with these. Change the text how you want, different colours and that. Click on that part here, and you see the groups there. So you just click on that. You can change whatever they are, just the same as the other one, as I showed you earlier. And that's basically it, really. So I hope this has been useful to you anyway, this video, and if so, please like and subscribe to Tony's Tutorials, and thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate any comments from any of you, and if you've got any questions that you want to ask me, please put it down below the video or ask me on Facebook. I'm always on there most of the time, so if you've got a question that you want an answer to quickly, just contact me as soon as possible, and I'll try and help you as soon as I'll get the message. Alright, thank you anyway, and have a good day and stay safe. Thank you.